Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So for the last few weeks, actually 20 days, we've been holding our Rishikesh Kirtan Fest on the banks of the river Ganges here in India. But actually we're a few hundred meters up from the banks of the Ganges. So I thought today is our last day. I'd come down literally on the banks here and take some Ganga Jal, some of the water on my head for purification. And I was sitting here looking at this beautiful, sacred, flowing river and thinking how her origin is actually the spiritual world. Several times during our programs, every evening we'd get about 400 or 500 Westerners coming, people looking for spiritual knowledge, enlightenment, etc. I'd often tell them that when you meet someone for the first time, you often inquire, where are you from? And they reply, I'm from France, I'm from Germany, America, New Zealand. You get a little of an idea of, who they are and what you can expect and how your relationship can grow. So I said to them, here in Rishikesh, this is a very sacred abode. Rishis have been meditating here for millennia actually. But I said what the heartthrob of this sacred place is the river, the Ganges. And I said to them, do you know the origin of the Ganges? And most didn't know, so I had explained that the origin of the Ganges River is actually the spiritual world. It's a pastime, we don't have time to go into that now, but she trickles down from the spiritual world through the heavenly planets, through the middle planetary systems where the Earth is situated, and she's so kind she even goes to the lower planetary systems, and she gives her mercy to all. And what is that mercy? The mercy is because she's purely spiritual. She's not material, she's coming from the spiritual world. She purifies us in our impure condition in this world. She washes, if we bathe in her or just gaze upon her, then all the impurities in our heart go away. Those obstacles in the path of loving devotion to Radha and Krishna, they go away. And what are those obstacles? Like lust and anger and greed. Those are the first steps in the science of self-realization, way before we develop love of God. And she's so kind that she just washes those impurities away. We don't have to do so many austerities in this age. We don't have to read so many books. We can come to a holy place like Rishikesh or Vrindavan or Mayapur, and just by being present in that transcendental abode, we're becoming purified. Prabhupada mentions in Nectar of Devotion that if someone comes to Mathura, just a traveler, not necessarily a spiritual seeker, just comes to Mathura and spends 14 days there, their hearts are greatly purified by that Dham, that holy Dham. And Prabhupada said they can sense it. So we've come here, and the Ganges is flowing here, purifying everyone. But I was thinking, as I was sitting here meditating on her pure emerald green waters flowing so wonderfully, and meditating on her mercy, that we've come here to Rishikesh to share Krishna consciousness with others, and the main thing that we're giving them is the Yuga Dharma. The Yuga Dharma. And that Yuga Dharma is the chanting of Hare Krishna. So I was thinking, it's also purifying. In fact, chanting Hare Krishna can give us the highest goal of life, which is pure devotional service to Radha and Krishna. And as you can see in these videos, the people they're just jumping and twirling and laughing and embracing each other. It's like a flowing river of nectar. So for the past month here, almost a month, there's been 2 rivers flowing here through Rishikesh. The river of Mother Ganges and the river of grace, in the form of the holy names, which have been brought to this world by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we're going to miss it. We're going to miss Rishikesh. We're going to miss Mother Ganges, her mercy, her beauty, etc. We're going to miss the other river too, which is the flowing grace of the Maha Mantra. Of course, we're going to go other places. This is what we do. This is our life, sharing the river of grace, or the Maha Mantra, with the world. But it's been especially sweet. It's been especially purifying for us as aspiring devotees to perform this yajna, the Sankirtan yajna, in Rishikesh. We just got some special mercy. Of course, devotees always feel they're getting special mercy, but to be here in India and Bharat, to be in a place like Rishikesh, where many saintly persons have lived, who have left this world back to the spiritual world, where our own spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, came. Towards the end of his life, Prabhupada accepted the devotees' invitation to come to Rishikesh, just to rest. He'd been traveling for 12 years around the world, and he was getting older, and obviously soon after he would depart, but he came here. Prabhupada came to Rishikesh. We actually, on Harinam, the other day, we passed by the house which Srila Prabhupada stayed in while he was here on his last visit here to Rishikesh. I was thinking ISKCON should purchase that home. But our spiritual masters come here. He spent time. There's a beautiful video of him, floating on a boat down the Ganges. He's smiling. He looks so peaceful, so relaxed. So we're following in the footsteps of our spiritual master, coming to Rishikesh with the extra blessing that we're sharing this flood of grace in the form of the Maha Mantra with all the wonderful people who've come from all 4 corners of the world, and they've been touched, just like they don't know it, but when they touch the Ganges, there's purification. But when they were chanting with us, they felt the touch of the Maha Mantra. They felt the ecstasy that comes from Krishna, who's present in the sound of his holy name, and Krishna is the reservoir of all pleasure. So this is our last day. It's going to be hard to leave, but we have many adventures ahead of us in the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But I finally made it to the banks. I was always telling him, we're on the banks. We're a couple hundred meters away. Finally, I've come to the bank after 20 days. Many devotees, they were able to come down every day and bathe here, but I was so busy. So now I've come down and I've taken her blessings, asking her permission to leave Mother Ganges, and asking her mercy to come back again with the second river, this flood of grace in the form of the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, the revealer of the dawn.
Hare Krishna, chant dance, chant Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, oh, Hare Rama, oh, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant dance, chant dance.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Everybody.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh!
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Kirtans.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Yeah.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,